Hello everybody and welcome back to Let's Play StarDrive with me, Get Daved. Last time we set up a couple colonies. It was very enjoyable. A good time was had by all. And we've done a fair bit of exploring. Haven't really found anyone else, which I kind of take as a positive because the rest of the species in the galaxy are kind of jerks. Wait. Venus has an anomaly. Still probably not worth colonizing. Also mentioned in this is the beta version of the game. In the gold version of the game, they are allegedly working on the interface, which would be quite nice. 0.4 population already. That's not bad. We don't want starvation to happen. Population has also gone up a little bit. It's not super visible, just based on how the sliders are going, but it is happening. Alright, Space Marine's done. Wouldn't hurt to have a couple more of those guys. I also am starting to think that having a good freighter network is really important as well, but I'm not going to bother with that quite yet. I'm just launching a Space Marine into space, just so we, are not accused of false advertising with regards to their name. But I might also send one to check out... Ooh, research. That potentially horrifying tomb as well. Because, that's probably a good thing to do on a fresh new colony with only one Marine there. It's probably going to totally get all Eden primed. Give yourself one Get Dave point for that reference, but an extra 100 if you hate how the trilogy ended. That's right, not you, High Caliber. Interesting. Ships appear to be orbiting. I believe we're actually witnessing the miracle of life happening. Uh-oh. Yay! Good news, everybody! Interesting. Well, plus 3%. That is barely going to register, but it'll add up. Almost at 0.1 of a point. Yeah, that rover bay is starting to look pretty helpful. Missile theory unlocked, good. Because I do have my eyes set on this one. But it's going to still be one heck of a fight. Terran average, with the right tech we might be able to do something with that planet as well. The important thing to realize is one population unit eats one unit of food, right? So that means if a planet has below a 1.0... Well, okay, if a planet has exactly 1.0 food fertility, they will spend 100% of their resources farming. Now, you can make your life a little easier with technology, and you can, get a little bit more affluent, but it's a pretty crappy starting point for a planet. And the stuff that increases food production, it's still not crazy. Its bonus is like plus 0.5. Alright, we're losing money. Okay, just from our building maintenance and everything. That's not the end of the world. I'm gonna just hope that population growth will start negating some of that, and we can get away with this for quite some time. I would rather not raise taxes at this exact moment. Hello. These are always very... Oh my. It's always very sudden when you encounter a new race, or whenever they want to talk to you. Hello, flash animation. With Kryptonian interface. Alright. Okay, well that's important to know. I now understand something about you. Alright. Would you like to have a non-aggression pact? Alright, that's fine. Oh, good. Hello. Okay. Yes, the owl walks are nice and enslaved. Yeah. I'm just gonna pause it, because meeting people is very important. I think we'll also switch to getting some missile fighters out there. These are just default designs. I'm not gonna get too crazy about it until I get corvettes. Which will be pretty soon. Oh yeah, look at you guys colonizing like crazy. I'm gonna hope it's because they picked a crappy planet, like I chose not to. Because no, I don't want to do that. Not with Andolf looking so fine. Andolf the Fine. See, these guys haven't done anything to expand. They do have a very large homeworld, though. Alright, population and military strength, last place. That's what I like to hear. I am going to train a new agent, because I don't like being spied on, and we're just going to get them upgraded a little bit. That'll weaken the economy. If you allow your finances to go into the negative, it is kind of tempting to colonize. Energy shielding, very good. This will allow us to make ground troops at our colonies. Truthfully, that's actually not that important of a technology early on. I don't think, anyway. Xenofarming will take us forever to research, but if you build it, you can get half a food per worker. So that could bump a 0.5, or a planet with 0.5 fertility up to subsistence. So it's something. So we have missile theory. Yeah, we're okay. Generally speaking, stuff doesn't go obsolete per se in this game. Oh, you know what? Money. That would be nice. As I was saying, it doesn't go obsolete per se. It gets just replaced with sort of bigger and better, I would say. So you can still have relatively effective small ships that you built earlier in the game help out quite a bit, because generally speaking, all your new stuff, all your new ships, they tend to be better, but also so much bigger that you could never equip their stuff on anything small. In the spring rains, pond and river become one, bloodied by our foes. Okay. Okay, so you were also weak? I don't know. I like those guys. Wong Fuchs. Military, dead last. On easy, no less. Alright, you just keep upgrading there, Wong Fuchs. The economy's starting to get a little stretched. Alright, we'll crank it up to 30% to cut our losses here, because I don't like running a deficit budget like this. I also... Actually, yeah, this will help out more. Just going to switch Earth to focusing a bit more on production, which probably is something I should have been doing all along. We're so close to having everything we need for some pretty good weapons, though. Go back down to 25%. Research doesn't net you a ton of money. Oh, hello, Opterus. End of line. We can't negotiate with anyone to get any meaningful diplomatic progress until we get a bit more trust built up. Your music is jarring. Oh, okay. So you were people once. 500 generations ago. Actually, no, 500 life cycles. That's even longer. Okay. Looks like the Cordrazine are the only ones really expanding. Oh, and the Opterus a little bit. I'm okay with that. I am going to rush those forces back to the solar system. Because I'm starting to get near the point where I'll be... Hello? No! I'm not just going to give you a really good technology. Even though they were very respectful in how they asked. I'll take a bad trade. Heavy fighter hull, which I think is secretly corvettes, but... See, this is a terrible trade, but I'll make it. I tried switching it to be a really good trade at the last minute. Actually, no, it wasn't even that good. No? What if... Wow, okay, they won't even take a bad deal. That's fine. How are you guys doing? This music seems a lot louder, that's because it is. They'll never bite on. Yeah, I don't want to give them one of those. These guys already have a huge military. Okay. You have no technology. Oops, okay, I just bought another spy. Okay. Interstellar governance for... I don't want to just give it away, especially to all these militaristic people with large militaries. Fine. Yeah, they're angry at me, so they won't do a deal no matter what. I'm giving it away now, so... Energy shielding 4. I don't want war. I'm thinking maybe that'll help. I don't know. There's so much I don't understand. Okay, they're pardon me, they're just caching their production right now, so I might as well get them working on this. I'm not going to scale it off of or adjust the research or production ratio quite yet. Oh my goodness. What type of terrible management is this? Okay, first off, I'll spend money on getting them to making money. Oceanic, very good. Populations are starting to get a bit more established, which is nice. I could probably get away with... Oh. I don't like the look of that. Okay, Corvette hull unlocked. Okay, they're actually exploring. That's a nice and shocking surprise. We're going to get to the shipyard screen, everybody. So I just unlocked the Corvette hull, which is much bigger. You don't have to be caught up in what they say a specific ship type is for. If we wanted to load up the freighter with nothing but guns, we could. But anyway, I'm not going to get... I'm not going to do that exactly, because, I mean, we have these wonderful fighters right here. So, weapons, self-explanatory. Power includes fuel cells. You need fuel cells, the ability to hold stored energy, not just manufacture the energy through a reactor. Power plant is that reactor. And it distributes energy throughout the ship. Now you'll note these areas are yellow, orange, red. It means they're not getting power. So now we're powering those areas of the ship. You'll also note these E's, I's, and O's. This is an internal and an external slot, or inside and outside, we could say. It has parts that are inside and parts that are outside. These are just inside the ship, these are just outside. Certain types of components can only be placed in certain areas. E is for engine. Now, we have two options to get energy to this end of the ship. We could put another reactor down, or we could put smaller reactors down, or we could run power conduits as well. And that'll distribute the power throughout the ship. We'll deal with that choice momentarily. We could also put down a shield generator. Now, shield arcs and the like are very important in this game, so I'm going to show those. Shield and weapon arcs, I should say. You want the majority of things protected. So right now, the engine is slightly unprotected. I am actually going to... You know, that's a difficult choice to make. I think I'm going to put the reactor there. You'll spend a lot of time fretting over the small details of things like this. Problem is now we can't run power conduit to the other side of that. But I think that's going to be okay. I'm going to put a fuel cell there, and then we'll put two small nuclear reactors here. Now we've got some space, but it's not fully shielded. That is, however, still the best place to put a weapon. So I could put something like a flak turret. So not good against swift targets. This is good against swift targets, but is too large to go anywhere. It looks like it needs at least a 3x3 platform area. So nowhere on this ship could suit it, because we don't have a 3x3 grid of just external slots. We also have some missiles that we could use. Generally speaking, most of your weapons have to go on the outside. Also, because we don't have any beam-based weapons, they require ammunition, so we're going to have to worry about having some ordnance here as well. So, ordnance storage. This holds 125 ordnance. The little guys hold 25. So this one is a bit better use of our space. Alright. What else can we do for weapons? There's flak turrets. Good for swift targets. Or, pardon me. Vulcans, that's what I'm talking about. Good for taking down incoming missiles. Alright. We don't have power on that tile, though. I may just end up putting armoring there. That'll give us some hit points on the ship. Ships blow up once they've lost a certain percentage of their HP. Also, as they take damage on the various tiles, like you'll note that this has 850 health, so that square can take that much damage and then it turns red and is destroyed. Might as well get the engines down there. Combat thrusters don't give you any FTL, but are pretty good. Small engines give you some FTL and are half as effective. And then this one is not bad at all. Super warp drive, but not much beyond that. So I'm going to go with 3 small combat thrusters to get this thing a bit of a turning rate, and then the FTL drive for the last bit, because it still gets us a decent amount of turn. Alright, now time to worry about more weapon systems and the like. So this thing's holding a decent amount of ordnance. I'm going to put on some Vulcan cannons. We also, it has to have a cockpit on it somewhere. So it'd be cool if it was right up front and center, but practically speaking it's not going to go there. I'm going to put it just off to this side. Put some armor on the other side. It is tempting to give this thing another medium fuel cell, just because it could really have some very powerful shields that could protect it and keep it in the fight for quite a long time. So that's definitely tempting. So let me just double check something here. No, I'm going to go back to doing it this way. Power plant. And the missiles. Alright. Well, it looks tough. Our first Corvette. It's kind of expensive to produce, but its shields are sure strong, so I like that. And decent amount of HP. So we're just going to save this bad boy. The Artemis. Let's see how it goes. You will live and die by the quality of the ships you design. So, that's a discouraging thought. Gonna drop that down to 2.0. A lot of other pre-designed ships. Also ones I've done from previous games. That's a mixed bag. Oh, well, we gotta get that done. I'll even rush production on one of these guys. Also, you'll note that we got a really good improvement to our... oh man. Actually, I'm going to keep the tax rate at 25% just because our finances have dipped quite low. Oops. Alright, you know what? I'm going to end this video here. Next time, we'll hopefully get a chance to test all these things out in an actual combat situation. And yeah, we'll figure it out from there. I'll see you, everybody.